Have you ever wondered what crazy tricks the police might pull out of their sleeve to stop a runaway car speeding through city streets? Forget the old Hollywood-style roadblocks. Today's law enforcement has a whole arsenal of bizarre and high-tech methods that seem straight out of a spy movie. From nets that can catch a truck mid-chase to tire-busting traps hidden under the asphalt, the tactics used by cops today are wild, controversial, and sometimes downright unbelievable. Buckle up, because you're about to discover some of the craziest ways police stop dangerous cars that you never knew existed. Global Grabber. One of the most controversial tools used by law enforcement is the Global Grabber. It might look like a simple net, but it has the power to bring a speeding vehicle, even a 7-ton truck, to a complete stop. This isn't your average barrier. It's been crafted with military-grade materials. The idea behind this tool is surprisingly straightforward. Stretch a durable net across the road and let the physics do the rest. But it's not without controversy. During its initial trials, this net was tested against trucks driving at over 60 kilometers per hour. The result? A full stop in just a few seconds. What's even more impressive is that the system can reset itself within minutes, allowing police to deploy it again quickly if another suspect attempts to flee. The company claims that the Global Grabber can handle over 1 million operational cycles without fail, making it a reliable choice for high-risk situations. However, the real buzz around this device is the fear it instills in drivers. Many critics argue that it's a step too far, turning the roads into potential traps for anyone who might be speeding, even if they aren't a criminal. It's a hot topic, with some saying that law enforcement is pushing the boundaries of what should be allowed. Imagine driving on a busy highway and suddenly encountering a net across the road. This kind of surprise can easily cause accidents, raising concerns about its safety for innocent motorists. Despite these concerns, law enforcement agencies argue that the Global Grabber has already prevented countless high-speed chases from escalating into deadly crashes. The debate is far from over, but one thing is certain: this device has revolutionized how police stop dangerous vehicles, and its impact is only growing. Whether it's a vital tool for public safety or an overreach of police power, the Global Grabber is here to stay. The Saudi Tire Deflator. Next on the list of extreme police measures is the Saudi Tire Deflator, also known as the Sapte Type Killer. This device is designed to take control of a vehicle's movement by deflating its tires instantly. Unlike traditional spike strips, this system doesn't just puncture the tires, it completely disables them, making it impossible for the vehicle to continue at high speed. But here's the twist: it can also guide the car in a specific direction, ensuring it only moves where law enforcement wants it to go. Manufactured in Saudi Arabia, this tool is making headlines for its aggressive approach. It's already being used at high-security checkpoints and borders, where control over vehicle movement is crucial. The device comes in 2 variations, one that sits above the ground like a speed bump, and another that is hidden beneath the surface, only rising when activated. Each unit features 12 spikes, each 5 centimeters long, designed to pierce through even the toughest tires. What's more surprising is the level of international cooperation involved in the production of this device. It has partnered with a major Japanese corporation, raising questions about why such a powerful tool is being developed and shared across borders. Some say it's a sign of the increasing militarization of police forces, while others see it as a necessary evolution in law enforcement technology. However, it's not without its drawbacks. Reports have surfaced of innocent drivers accidentally running over these deflation devices, causing severe damage to their vehicles. In one case, a family car unknowingly rolled over a hidden unit, leading to a blown tire and a dangerous loss of control. Incidents like this have sparked outrage, with many questioning if the risks outweigh the benefits. Supporters of the Saudi Tire Deflator argue that it's a crucial tool in preventing smugglers and criminals from escaping at high speeds, especially in areas where traditional roadblocks are ineffective. The device has already seen success in multiple operations, leading to the capture of several high-profile suspects who would have otherwise escaped. But the question remains: is it fair to deploy such an aggressive measure on public roads, knowing it could harm innocent drivers as well? The controversy doesn't stop there. Rumors are swirling about secret plans to implement this technology in major US cities without public knowledge. While officials deny these claims, leaked documents suggest otherwise, pointing to test trials that have already been conducted in certain metropolitan areas. If true, it could mean a whole new era of police control on the roads, leaving drivers to wonder if they're truly safe from these hidden traps. law enforcement agencies defend their use of the tire deflator, citing its effectiveness in reducing the number of high-speed chases that end in fatal crashes. According to them, the device has already saved lives by preventing reckless drivers from endangering the public. But for critics, it's another example of police overreach, a tool that might be doing more harm than good. Thorn Barriers. Among the most intimidating and effective methods used by police and security forces, Thorn Barriers are sheer strength and simplicity. Originally inspired by the World War II era Czech Hedgehog anti-tank design, these barriers have been reimagined for modern law enforcement needs. Constructed from two large X-shaped metal elements, they interlock to form a near immovable obstacle capable of stopping anything from a speeding car to a heavy truck. And yes, rumors claim it's even been tested against military tanks in certain high-security regions. These barriers are being manufactured primarily in the Czech Republic and have quickly gained popularity across Europe and the Middle East. What's truly surprising is their flexibility. They come in various sizes, with the smallest model weighing 40 kilograms and the largest tipping the scales at nearly 400 kilograms. Despite their imposing size, they can be deployed quickly and without any complex setup, making them a go-to choice for situations that require rapid response. But why would law enforcement need something so extreme? Supporters argue that Thorn Barriers are essential for halting vehicles that might pose a threat in sensitive areas like government buildings, airports, or military bases. In one notable incident, a speeding vehicle attempting to breach a security checkpoint was brought to a complete stop by a thorn barrier, preventing what could have been a catastrophic attack. Critics, however, see it differently. They argue that deploying such powerful barriers on public roads could lead to unintended consequences, especially if used without proper warning. Imagine a scenario where a family driving through a city center suddenly encounters a thorn barrier during an emergency operation. The result could be devastating, as these barriers don't just stop vehicles, they can also cause significant damage, potentially injuring passengers. The debate around thorn barriers has intensified as more incidents and near misses have been reported. In one controversial case, a protest turned violent when police unexpectedly deployed thorn barriers to control the crowd. The barriers trapped several vehicles, including ambulances and civilian cars, leading to widespread outrage and calls for regulation. Civil rights activists argue that this is another example of excessive force and a tool of intimidation, especially when used during peaceful demonstrations. Despite the backlash, law enforcement agencies defend their use, emphasizing that thorn barriers are primarily used in high-risk situations where the potential for harm is high. They claim the barriers have already prevented numerous attacks and incidents that could have resulted in loss of life. Whether seen as a necessary tool or an excessive display of force, the thorn barrier remains a powerful symbol of modern policing, a reminder of the fine line between safety and control. Spike Stinger. The Spike Stinger might just be the most versatile tool in a police officer's arsenal today. It's a portable, autonomous spike strip encased in a 16-kilogram suitcase that can be deployed in seconds. Unlike traditional spike strips that require manual setup and can be cumbersome to use, the Spike Stinger unfolds at the push of a button, spreading a 4-meter-long spike strip across the road in just 5 seconds. This tool is designed for quick and effective deployment, making it perfect for high-speed chases. Law enforcement officers simply place the suitcase on the ground, retreat to a safe distance of over 100 meters, and activate it remotely. The spikes are specially engineered to puncture tires without causing them to burst violently, minimizing the risk of crashes. This feature has made the Spike Stinger a popular choice across various terrains, including sand, gravel, snow, and even flooded roads. The device's effectiveness has already been proven in countless police operations worldwide. In one dramatic case in Europe, a stolen truck led police on a high-speed chase through multiple cities. Officers managed to deploy a Spike Stinger just in time, bringing the truck to a safe stop before it could reach a crowded pedestrian area. The incident was hailed as a textbook example of how the tool can prevent potentially deadly situations without endangering the public. But like all controversial tools, the Spike Stinger has its critics. There have been several reports of unintended damage caused by its use, especially when deployed in areas with heavy traffic. In one instance, a police officer accidentally triggered the device too early, causing it to puncture the tires of an unrelated vehicle, leading to a minor collision. Incidents like these have raised questions about whether the benefits truly outweigh the risks. The controversy doesn't end there. There are whispers that the Spike Stinger has been secretly tested for use against larger vehicles, including buses and even small aircraft. While officials deny these rumors, leaked documents suggest otherwise, pointing to a series of covert trials conducted in remote areas. If true, it could mark a new chapter in the evolution of police tactics, one where even the skies aren't safe from law enforcement's reach. Despite the criticism, proponents of the Spike Stinger argue that it's a life-saving device, particularly in situations where suspects might otherwise flee at dangerously high speeds. Statistics show a significant reduction in the number of fatalities related to high-speed chases in areas where the device has been adopted. Police departments across the globe have praised its versatility and ease of use, noting that it reduces the need for multiple officers and complex roadblocks. As with many tools in the police arsenal, the future of the Spike Stinger will likely depend on public perception and legal challenges. Its efficiency in stopping dangerous vehicles is undeniable, but whether it should be used so widely is a question that remains hotly debated. For now, it's clear that the Spike Stinger is a game changer in law enforcement, bringing a new level of control to high-speed pursuits and demonstrating just how far police technology has come. Crook Hook. The Crook Hook is one of the lesser-known yet incredibly effective devices in the police toolkit. This simple yet ingenious tool consists of two attachable horns that can latch onto a suspect's car, preventing it from fleeing. While it may seem primitive compared to other high-tech gadgets, its effectiveness is what has made it a favorite among law enforcement officers looking for a straightforward solution. The device operates by hooking onto the vehicle's rear axle, essentially locking it in place and allowing police to bring the car to a controlled stop. The beauty of the Crook Hook lies in its simplicity. It doesn't require a massive deployment setup, and it can be used in a variety of scenarios, from urban environments to open highways. This makes it an ideal choice for police forces that want a reliable method of halting a suspect without resorting to dangerous high-speed chases. However, like many of the tools we've discussed, the Crook Hook has its fair share of controversies. Some critics argue that the device can cause severe damage to vehicles, particularly if it isn't attached correctly. There have been cases where officers in the heat of the moment misuse the Crook Hook, leading to broken axles and serious vehicle damage. One incident even led to a lawsuit when a driver claimed that the tool was used improperly, causing their car to flip over during an attempted stop. Supporters of the Crook Hook counter these claims by pointing out its success rate in preventing high-speed pursuits from escalating into dangerous situations. The device has been credited with helping to recover stolen vehicles intact, allowing police to avoid the kind of reckless chases that often end in tragic accidents. In fact, some law enforcement agencies are considering making it standard issue for their patrol vehicles, given its track record of success. Yet, the controversy doesn't stop there. Rumors have emerged that the military is experimenting with a modified version of the Crook Hook designed for use in combat zones. These reports have sparked a heated debate over whether this kind of technology should be used outside of traditional law enforcement settings. As more details emerge, it's clear that the Crook Hook is much more than just a simple car-stopping tool. It's a symbol of the evolving tactics being used by police and potentially even military forces around the world. The Grappler. In recent years, the Grappler has become one of the most talked about innovations in police technology. Imagine a typical police chase. The suspect's car is weaving through traffic at high speeds, with patrol vehicles struggling to keep up. It's a recipe for disaster, but the Grappler offers a game-changing solution. This device consists of a retractable net mounted to the front of a police vehicle. When deployed, the net wraps around the rear wheel of the suspect's car, instantly immobilizing it. The concept behind the Grappler is surprisingly simple, but highly effective. As the net tightens around the wheel, it prevents it from spinning, causing the vehicle to come to a complete stop without the need for any physical force. What makes the Grappler even more impressive is its ability to be deployed from within the police car's cabin, giving officers full control without having to expose themselves to potential danger. However, the rapid rise in popularity of the Grappler hasn't been without controversy. Critics argue that using such a device can be excessive, especially in cases where the suspect may not pose a significant threat. In one high-profile incident, police used the Grappler on a vehicle that was later found to be driven by a teenager who had simply run a red light out of fear. The public backlash was intense, with many calling for stricter guidelines on when the device should be deployed. Despite these concerns, law enforcement agencies defend commend the use of the Grappler, citing its impressive track record in reducing the risks associated with high-speed chases. According to recent statistics, areas that have implemented the Grappler have seen a 50% drop in chase-related fatalities. Officers have praised the device for its ability to safely bring pursuits to an end without causing crashes or injuries to bystanders. The success of the Grappler has even sparked interest from international police forces, with countries like Australia and the United Kingdom reportedly testing the device in their own operations. As more agencies adopt this technology, it's clear that the Grappler is set to become a staple in the fight against dangerous drivers. Yet questions remain about its potential misuse and whether it's appropriate to use such aggressive tactics in low-risk scenarios. Barnacle. The Barnacle is perhaps the most unconventional tool on our list. Unlike the other devices we've covered, this one isn't used during high-speed chases. Instead, it's designed for dealing with illegally parked vehicles. The Barnacle clamps onto the windshield of a car, blocking the driver's view entirely, and rendering the vehicle immobile until a fine is paid. It's an innovative approach to an age-old problem, but it's also stirring up plenty of controversy. The device was first introduced in the United States in 2020 and quickly became popular among parking enforcement agencies. It's seen as a more efficient alternative to the traditional wheel boot, which can be cumbersome to apply and remove. With the Barnacle, all an officer has to do is slap it onto the windshield, and the car is effectively disabled. The driver must pay a fine online and receive a code to unlock the device, which can then be returned to a designated drop-off point. While the Barnacle may seem like a clever solution, it hasn't been without its critics. There have been numerous reports of drivers attempting to forcibly remove the device, often resulting in shattered windshields and additional damage. In one case, a frustrated driver used a crowbar to pry off the Barnacle, only to trigger a built-in alarm that alerted the police to the scene. Incidents like this have raised questions about whether the device could escalate confrontations rather than resolving them. Additionally, privacy advocates have raised concerns about the Barnacle's use of GPS tracking. If a driver tries to flee without paying the fine, the device activates its GPS, allowing authorities to track the vehicle's location. This feature has sparked a heated debate over whether such surveillance is justified for minor parking offenses. Critics argue that it's a slippery slope, potentially paving the way for more invasive tracking technologies in the future. Supporters of the Barnacle, however, see it as a game changer in parking enforcement. They point to its effectiveness in cities where illegal parking has long been a problem, noting that it allows for quicker, less confrontational resolutions compared to traditional methods. The device has already been rolled out in multiple US cities, and pilot programs are underway in Europe as well. As the use of the Barnacle expands, so too does the debate over its impact on public trust and privacy. Will it remain a niche tool for dealing with parking violations, or could we soon see similar devices being used in broader law enforcement applications? Only time will tell, but for now, the Barnacle is making waves as one of the most innovative and controversial tools in the police arsenal. Pagan F18. One of the most remarkable recent innovations in vehicle containment is the Pagan F18, an advanced modular barrier system. At first glance, it may not seem particularly formidable. Standing just 1 meter tall, it looks more like a simple roadside barrier than a powerful tool designed to halt runaway vehicles. But don't let its appearance fool you. Despite its seemingly delicate structure, the Pagan F18 can bring a 12-ton truck traveling at over 40 kilometers per hour to a dead stop. That's the kind of power that has made it a popular choice for police forces and event organizers who need a reliable way to control vehicle access. The Pagan F18's modular design is one of its standout features. Each segment of the barrier is lightweight and easy to handle, meaning that a single person can deploy it quickly without needing any tools or fasteners. It's specifically designed for rapid deployment, which is crucial during emergency situations or high-profile events where a sudden vehicle threat could emerge. The barriers interlock to form a continuous line, creating a physical wall that vehicles cannot easily break through. However, the barrier's real genius lies in its design. Unlike traditional barriers, which can cause severe damage to vehicles and potentially injure passengers, the Pagan F18 is built with smooth edges and rounded surfaces. This design choice minimizes the risk of injury, making it safer for both the occupants of the vehicle and any nearby pedestrians. It's a small but significant feature that has earned it praise from safety experts. Yet this tool isn't without its detractors. Some critics have raised concerns about its reliability in extreme conditions, arguing that it may not hold up well against heavier or faster moving vehicles. There are also rumors of failures during secret testing phases where the barrier reportedly collapsed under pressure. While the manufacturer denies these claims, the whispers have been enough to spark a debate over whether the Pagan F18 is truly as effective as advertised. Supporters, however, point to the barrier's impressive track record in real-world use. It has already been deployed at several high-profile public events, including major international summits, without a single reported breach. For now, the Pagan F18 seems to be living up to its promise as a lightweight yet powerful solution for vehicle containment, but only time will tell if it can withstand the challenges of increasing threats. Optima Mobile Hydraulic Road Blocker. The Optima Mobile Hydraulic Road Blocker is not your average road barrier. It's a fully portable, hydraulic-powered system that can be transported on a trailer and deployed in less than a minute. Designed with mobility and efficiency in mind, this road blocker has quickly become a favorite among law enforcement agencies worldwide. It offers a level of versatility that traditional roadblocks simply can't match, making it an invaluable tool in situations where rapid deployment is necessary. What sets the Optima apart is its ability to be raised or lowered in seconds using a remote control or a programmable logic controller (PLC) system. In emergency situations, the barrier can even be operated manually, ensuring that it remains functional even if the power goes out. The barrier itself can extend up to 1 meter high, creating a formidable obstacle that's almost impossible for any vehicle to cross. The Optima has been praised for its eco-friendly design as well. It's one of the first road blockers on the market to offer solar panel compatibility, allowing it to operate on renewable energy. This feature has been particularly appealing to municipalities and organizations looking to reduce their carbon footprint. It's a small but significant step towards more sustainable law enforcement technology. However, as with many innovative tools, the Optima has faced its share of controversy. There have been several reports of malfunctioning units, particularly during intense weather conditions. In one notable incident, a road blocker failed to deploy during a heavy rainstorm, allowing a suspect vehicle to escape. The manufacturer has since upgraded the system's weatherproofing, but the incident has left some questioning the reliability of these high-tech barriers under real-world pressure. Despite these issues, the Optima remains a popular choice for police forces and security agencies. It's already been deployed in several countries, from the United States to the Middle East, where it has successfully thwarted numerous vehicle threats. The combination of mobility, speed, and sustainability has made the Optima a standout tool in the evolving landscape of police tactics. Mobile Spike. The mobile spike system is one of the most revolutionary devices to emerge in recent years, completely transforming how police handle high-speed chases. Unlike traditional spike strips, which require officers to lay them across the road manually, the mobile spike can be deployed directly from a moving police vehicle. It's mounted to the front bumper and can shoot out a spike strip directly under the wheels of a suspect's car, causing an immediate tire deflation. The beauty of the mobile spike lies in its precision. It can be deployed at speeds ranging from 24 to 160 kilometers per hour, making it effective even in the most intense high-speed chases. The spikes are designed to penetrate the tires without causing a blowout, allowing for a controlled deflation that brings the vehicle to a gradual stop. This reduces the risk of crashes and injuries, which is a common issue with traditional spike strips. The device's versatility is another reason why it has been widely adopted. It can be mounted on almost any police vehicle, including older models that might not have been compatible with newer technologies. This adaptability has made it a cost-effective solution for police departments that need to upgrade their pursuit capabilities without replacing their entire fleet of cars. Yet the mobile spike has sparked a significant amount of debate. Some critics argue that it's too aggressive and could lead to dangerous situations, especially if deployed incorrectly. In one high-profile case, an officer mistakenly deployed the mobile spike on a suspect vehicle traveling at high speed on a narrow bridge, resulting in a crash that injured several bystanders. Incidents like this have fueled concerns about the potential misuse of the device. On the other hand, proponents argue that the mobile spike has already proven to be a game changer in reducing the number of dangerous high-speed chases. Statistics from areas where the device has been implemented show a sharp decline in chase-related accidents and fatalities. Police officers who have used the mobile spike praise its effectiveness and ease of use, often describing it as a lifesaver that has prevented countless pursuits from ending in tragedy. As law enforcement agencies continue to seek out new tools and technologies, the mobile spike stands out as a bold and innovative solution. It's clear that this device has the potential to change the game when it comes to high-speed pursuits, but whether it will become a standard part of every police vehicle remains to be seen. From military-grade nets and tire deflation devices to portable hydraulic barriers and precision spike systems, it's clear that the world of law enforcement is evolving rapidly. These tools represent just a glimpse into the future of police tactics, where technology plays an increasingly central role in keeping our roads safe. But with great power comes great responsibility, and the debate over these controversial devices is far from settled. Are these innovations necessary for the growing threats on our streets, or are they a step too far towards excessive control and surveillance? Only time will tell how these tools will be used, and whether the public will accept them as a part of everyday policing. For now, all we can do is watch as the technology continues to develop and the line between safety and control becomes ever more blurred. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our next deep dive into the cutting-edge world of law enforcement tactics. We've got plenty more surprises in store, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Stay tuned and stay safe. Stay tuned.